Welcome back to the Alpha Sapphire Challenge Run. Last time we explored half of Victory Road. This time, hopefully we're going to explore the other half, but first, we're going to land in Pacific Log Town and get some healing. I'm very glad that I didn't use this heal point before, because I'll just very briefly show you my team. It is pretty severely weakened. Yeah, there is no way I'm continuing to go through Victory Road like this, and fight Wally like this. I mean, that would just be completely stupid. So, yeah, good thing that I saved the Pacific Log Town heal point, and I think this is the last Pokemon Center that we actually have, so heal time. Well, until the actual Pokemon League, except that Pokemon Center is going to work a little bit differently. Anyway, I'll explain how that's going to work once we actually get to the Pokemon League itself, because I have sort of different ideas for how my rules are going to work there. Tuber is still in level 46 though, that's not good. She needs to get a little bit of a few levels up, and I was... Yes, I use an item to fly, not an actual, Hey, using an item to do the effect of basically an HM move. That sounds like the surfboard that was planned to be in... Although some people think the surfboard item was a debug tool, it probably was. In the original, like, the red and blue or gold and silver, there was this surfboard item that... Oh, I can land at Victory Road, even though that's, like, right... Unless... Wait a minute, is this... Let me just see something. Oh no, it's just the front of the cave entrance, okay. But yeah, there was an item in the original games that did the effect of surf. That might have just been a debug tool. Anyway, I'm gonna just very, very quickly speed through this place and get up to where I was before, so yeah, gonna do that. Okay, so I was about here, right near Vito the Wind Straits. So down we go, and Dragon Tamer. Actually, it might be a good place to try out my new Ice Beam. Except, he might just have a Kingdra or something. Weird spinners. Well, they used to be the strongest in Gen 4, then fairies came along. But I think this is the first Dragon Tail we've actually seen in this game. They look kind of cool. I knew it! I knew he'd have a Kingdra! I knew he would have a Kingdra. It's just like, oh yeah, I want to rely on Ice Beam for something. Oh, hey, Kingdra. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of had a feeling this guy would have one. And that is going to do pathetic. You have Dragon Pulse, seriously? That is really, really, really annoying. Really annoying. Yeah, I should have known he'd have a Kingdra. It just felt obvious to me. And this thing's probably going to outspeed me and use a water move. At least I took that Dragon Pulse pretty well. I'm not going to risk Stone Edge missing. I'm going to go for X-Scissor. Oh! Okay, this could get bad if this thing has Sniper as its ability. That's not a hidden ability too, so it's quite possible that it could have Sniper. Okay, so what this does is... Yeah, Focus Energy has come a long way since its Gen 1 days, where it quartered your critical hit ratio instead of doubled it. Yeah, anyway. Basically, Focus Energy used on a Pokemon... Oh, wait a minute, it can't be holding Scope Lens, so yeah, scratch that. It's not going to be a 100% critical hit ratio, but it's still going to be very high. It's still going to be about 50%, I think, so... Oh, okay. At least that's weaker, but that's probably going to be a critical hit. Oh, no critical, okay. That's actually pretty surprising. Anyway, that was probably about a 50% critical ratio, and that was a lot of experience. Dragon types do tend to give a lot of experience. You! Okay, now we can surf down here or go up there, but chances are that leads on to the main route of this area, so... Time to explore the side path first. Yeah, I remember this watery area. Oh, this is gonna... You know, I kind of had a feeling that one part within Victory Road would actually come out here. That's kind of a nice touch, but it is sort of pointless because there's really nothing there. I still love this theme. Now, the problem is, I'm not exactly sure where Wally is going to ambush me. I mean, I know that he's going to battle me on the final floor, and this is basically the top floor, so maybe we're almost at the end. Brains and Brawn. I mean, that is good for Tuba for the Psychic, but not so good for the Fighting type. So maybe I'll use Igil and Air Horn and just hope to take the Fighting type out quickly. Yeah, you go first. No, you go first. No, you go first. I insist. You go first. No, you go first. Aiden and Finn. Mushana and Primeape. Okay. Was expecting some kind of non-Hoenn Pokemon, but I wasn't exactly expecting Mushana. Forewarn alerted to Boomburst, of course. Of course it would alert you to Boomburst. Anyway, I'm going to Psychic the Primeape. Primeape actually has pretty decent special defense, though, so one Psychic may not be enough, and I don't want to go for the Boomburst immediately, but I'm actually going to go for Secret Power, just hoping that maybe I might be able to finish the Primeape if it doesn't get finished by, and it got finished by that. Primeape might have good... I know that most Gen 1 fighting types actually have really high special defense, and most of the later generation fighting types have very bad special defense. Okay, good. You would have got synchronized if I... And actually, this thing has synchronized itself as well, so I'm not going to Thunder Wave it. Just going to go for Charge Beam and maybe Shadow Ball. Mushana has a lot of HP. Forehead Laser! And Shadow Ball. I've got quite a few options for the Pokemon League, actually. I could use Shadow Ball for Phoebe, or I could use Tuba for Phoebe, or I could use Clarinet. So I've actually got Phoebe pretty much covered. Yeah, when at the time of recording this today, my younger half-brother called me. He was having trouble with Phoebe, so yeah. He is using Groudon though, but I mean, all younger kids use legendaries most of the time. It's generally not really that bad. Especially considering that Steven uses a Mega, so to kind of compensate. So, long story short, they both suck. Wait a minute, this was not here before. Oh, that's cool. This looks completely new, and I think this is the point where you battle Wally. I think I may have seen this area before, or maybe in trailers or something. Yeah, I think Wally may be here. So, it's about time to hear some awesome music, but first... So if I remember correctly, Wally has... Okay, let's see if I can remember off the top of my head. I know he has a Roselia, a Magneton, an Altaria, and of course his Mega Gallade, and a Delcatty. Wait, Roselia, Delcatty, Mega Gallade, Magneton, Altaria, that is 5. I think he only has 5. That would be all of them. So, the real threat is the Mega Gallade. And it would be cool to use my own Mega against his, but how did these pair fare up against the rest of his team? Delcatty was going to go down anyway. Delcatty's a pretty pathetic Pokemon. Altaria, we don't really have that much to take on Altaria. Roselia, I mean, Trumpeter could kind of tank it, but yeah. Magneton, I have issues. I think Igil and Airhorn are actually the best bet. But I mean, Airhorn's a little bit weakened, so let's see if I've got any items. Unfortunately, I only have 2 healing items here. I was kind of hoping that we get more, but I was kind of hoping that we find more in this place, but... You know, just before the Pokemon League, what I might do is, I might actually go ahead and do like an item roundup and just look up the locations of all the hidden items everywhere and see if I can find some more Hyper Potions and Max Potions. Because I'm going to need them for the Pokemon League. But anyway... Let's see if we can take on Wally. Presumably we're going to fight Wally soon. Oh, hey, there's a waterfall there. Oh, looks like I have no more Super Repels. Let's see if we can climb this, though. And... suddenly cutscene. Oh, TM, that's cool. Oh, X-Scissor! How ironic. I just learned X-Scissor on Armaldo, and then I find the TM for it. This at least does mean that if I ever get rid of it, I can replace it immediately, so that's good. And X-Scissor, I believe... Sorry about that, I'm a derp, I was recording the wrong screen. Yeah, but anyway, we found the team of X's are up this waterfall right here. Let me just repeat the motions again, just because I didn't show it like an idiot. Waterfall here. Tuba go up waterfall. We on top part of cliff. We find X Scissor here-ish, around there. Anyway, sorry about that. At least I didn't keep the bottom screen recording on Wally. That would be terrible. Okay. This looks like around the end. Yep! Whoa. Okay. This is suddenly very ominous. Now, you see, in Emerald, Wally actually ambushed you right at the start of Victory Road, but now it's the end. Well, I wasn't. I saw you in the cutscene after we beat Kyogre. Yeah, we have overcome quite a lot. But... So yeah, I can't really hear this very well on my headphones, but I'm really looking forward to replaying this recording. This music is amazing. But it's Boom Burst time. Didn't exactly expect him to leave with Altaria, but okay, here we go. Yeah, I had a feeling you'd be using Cotton Guard. That's why I was worried about using Clarinet and Trumpeter, because Clarinet is primarily physical, and Trumpeter has very few moves that can really touch. Well, I mean, Trumpeter actually would have had Dragon moves, but still, those are physical, and Altaria was using Cotton Guard, which makes it insanely resilient. Okay, Resilia. I reckon I could... I kind of wish he had Roserade here. I mean, Roserade is in the Hoenn Dex, and they really didn't have much excuse for not giving him Roserade here. That just... He does use Roserade in the rematch, I'm pretty sure, the post-game rematch, which I'm not looking forward to unlocking, because that... Okay, Magneton. This thing also gets overheated, but I've already... Yeah, didn't expect him to go to Magneton immediately. Yeah, this could be a problem. And Astudi as well. Discharge. This is probably going to paralyze me. Okay, no paralysis. You don't resist Shadow Ball anymore! Oh, yeah, of course, I've overheated myself too much. Well, that was completely my fault. I'm very stupid. But it's Igil time. Wonder if Wally's going to use any healing here. No, I'm not going to Mega just yet. I'll say that for if he actually... Well, I mean, he is going to Mega. There is no if, really. Okay, goodbye, Magneton. Was it with Rivals and using Magneton? I mean, Silver used one back in Gold and Silver as well. And Delcatty. Delcatty! Yeah, still one of the hands-down worst Pokemon of all time. Like I said, one of the worst Pokemon of all time. I'm almost disappointed in Wally for actually using one. But he's gonna make up for it right now. Gallade. Now, in the original games, Wally had a Gardevoir here. Well, of course, because Gallade didn't exist. But the thing was, Wally's Gardevoir was always male. It was always male. Yeah, he always had a male Gardevoir, so now they kind of gave him a male Gallade to compensate. I kind of really don't want to use Dazzling Gleam here, and I actually I just don't want to be too bad on him, so I'm going to go for... I'm going to give him a chance here. I'm going to go for... Does have very good special defense, though. I actually might go for Dazzling Gleam. I really hope this doesn't totally destroy him. Okay, here we go. Both our Megas. Trumpet Sound. Alpha Awakening. And... oh, hey. I get Steadfast. That's actually kind of cool. And... Mega Shinka. Awaken! Here we have Mega Cape Gallade with dual discs on its arms. Please don't one-shot. I want Wally to show off what he can do. Close combat! That is... well... yeah, that may have been not very effective. It still did pretty much 2/3 of my health. That should show you how powerful this thing is and how frail Alakazam is. But... I'm going to finish this thing with Psychic. This thing could be really tough if you don't have anything that can handle it. Gallade does have insane special defense, and its Mega Evolution gives it even more attack and... oh, wow. His defense animation is quite different. Oh, you kind of feel sorry for him. And he's back to his cheerful version of the theme. Oh, okay, well, yeah, I guess it was good that I didn't hold back. I hope this is the... oh, Dawnstone. Okay, so guess if you have your own route, you can evolve it into Gallade with this, if it's male. I thought it was going to give us Galladeite. I wonder where you actually get that. Is that from his post-game rematch? I don't know. Oh, yes, he'll continue training, and we really should look out, because if what I've seen of his rematch team is true, that thing looks really scary. He basically uses a whole bunch of, like, really high-tier competitive Pokemon. Things like Gale Wing's Talonflame and also Garchomp. That's really scary. But, for now, we have defeated Wally. Next time, I probably will try and show that rematch, but might take a while because you have to get to a 50 win streak in the Battle Maison for his rematch team to show up, which is going to be really annoying. But anyway, it's time to head on out into the light. Oh, I remember these gates! Oh, so much nostalgia. These gates, I always remember these gates. I still love the music here. Entering Pokemon League, Center Gate. Another gate, and dramatic camera. Better take these off, they kind of ruin the mood. Here we are. The Pokemon League. Hey, what's that? Mewtwo Knight Y? Seriously? Well, yeah, if you want to trade a Mewtwo over and totally break the Elite Four, now's your chance. Still wondering if that'll be Mewtwo's final Smash in Smash Brothers. I'm kind of hoping for X because it fits more with the fighting theme, but oh well. Here we are, the Pokemon League Castle. Let's just enter for now. Oh hey, it doesn't have the Pokemon Center music. And we have a shop here. I always love the Pokemon Center shop because they effectively sold every single item you could possibly buy. However, I'm not allowed to buy any of them. I'd probably best save this money for TMs I haven't bought yet. Now these two trainers will let us through once we have all, well, we do have all the badges, so they're going to let us through. But for now, let's just ignore them. Here is the final heal point in the game, just before the Pokemon League. But let me first explain to you how this is going to work, because, well, this might actually take a little bit of explaining. Here is how I intend the Pokemon League to work for this challenge. My team, as it stands, is definitely not strong enough to take on the Elite Four. I mean, I could try, but I would most likely get completely annihilated. Because the last member of the Elite Four's strongest Pokemon is level 59, and we are barely even 49, so that would be pretty brutal if we did try that. I mean, it would be a good challenge, but I'd probably lose a lot. So, what's going to happen is, I'm going to train my team up a little bit. Now, normally, I think level 55 is about the level that you want to be going into the Pokemon League. Level 55, that's usually about right. That's equal to Drake's highest level and gives you enough of a buffer for Steven. However, I am worried about making Sydney look like a total joke, and I get the feeling that he will if I train to that high level. What I do have, though, in my bag, I have, though, some rare candies. Where are they? 3. I'm going to save those for when I'm actually inside the Pokemon League, and if I'm getting a little too underleveled in there, I might use a couple of those to level up a bit. Now, I actually need to save desperately because my DS is running low on battery, and I don't want to lose that Wally fight, so be back in a moment. Okay, safely saved. Anyway, but here is how things are going to work here. Remember my normal restrictions on PC usage? They are lifted just before the Pokemon League. Here is how things work. Before the Pokemon League, I'm allowed to swap out as many pairs as I want for any other pairs. However, the restriction is those other pairs must be pairs that I have used at some other point in the challenge. So, if I wanted, I could bring back Bongo and Harmonica, Cittern and Xylophone, or if I was really desperate, Jammer and Steel Pan. No offense, Steel Pan, but definitely offense to you, Jammer. So, yeah, for the time being, no Heatran, Latias craziness. I can swap out any of these pairs, but the replacements must be Pokemon that I have used before in the challenge. And that team will be the team that I must take on all of the Elite Four with for my first attempt. Now, here is the other thing. I'm allowed to do as much training as I want, and Pokemon Center healing restrictions are going to be lifted just for the purpose of training any Pokemon that are much lower level, and for any Pokemon that are currently in my party. Again, this one heal point, I'm going to say I'm going to give unlimited uses to, because it's right before the Pokemon League. I will always be able to fully heal just before the Pokemon League begins, because otherwise it will be just ridiculous. And also, just doing all the training I'm going to have to do is going to be insane with too many healing restrictions. I might get to like 53 or maybe 54, but then I'm probably going to go in. So, I'm going to just train and stuff. I might actually explore some of the other routes first and train on the way like that. But yeah, I get as much training as I want to train before the Pokemon League. I don't want to be too high. Like, I'm going to limit myself. The absolute level limit is going to be 55 before I go in, but I want it to be less. I want to go in less than 55, because I do not want sitting to be a total joke. But anyway, I hope I'm explaining things okay, but yeah, I can also, swap out pairs to choose my own Elite Four team that can come from any Pokemon that I've used previously throughout the challenge, so it might have helped me to use a few more Pokemon throughout the challenge, but yeah. Here is the other issue, though. If I fail against the Pokemon League, if I lose, the next time I challenge the League, I must do it using completely different Pokemon than I did the first time. So yeah, there's that restriction. Now, I'm still not sure, maybe I might allow Trumpeter and Clarinet to still be there, because they're the main pair that's been there throughout the whole game. But they're the only exception. If I lose, I have to swap out these two pairs, and I must use new pairs. And for these new pairs, I can freely pick new pairs out of my PC if I want, but they must be different. If I then lose with the next set of pairs, I can go back to my original pairs. So, that's how this is going to work. So, with that out of the way, I better get to training for the Pokemon League. Next time I see you will probably be a few more filler episodes as I just explore a few of the routes I've missed out and maybe finally go to Shoal Cave in low tide. And then, it'll be the big one. The big finale, the battle against the Pokemon League. I hope to see you all then. See you guys, I'm really looking forward to it.